Uh, Vaishnav Song Book, page number 60. The song is Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, 86. And another book which is another type of song book is page number 86. I repeat, page number 60 in the Vaishnava Song Book. And another song book which you have is page number 86. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Sei Mor Bhajana Pujana Sei Mora Pranadhana Sei Mora Abharana Sei Sei Mor Jivanera Jivana Sei Sei Mora Rasanidhi Sei Mora Vancha Siddhi Sei Mor Vedera Dharama Sei Brata Sei Tapa Sei Mora Mantra Japai Sei Mora Sei Mor Dharama Karama Anukula habe vidhi Se pade hoibe siddhi Nirakhibo ei dui nayane Shri Rupa Madhuri Rasi Prana Kuvalaya Shashi Shri Rupa Prafulita Habe Nishi Dine Tua adarshana hai गरले जरल देही चिरोदिना तापित जीवना हाहा रूप करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया हाहा रूप करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया रूप नरोत्तमा लोइलो शरणा श्री रूप मंजरी पद से मोर संपदा से मोर भजना पूजाना से मोर भजना पूजाना हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम राम हरे हरे विवो हे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम राम हरे हरे जीवो हो हो हे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम राम हरे हरे हे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामो राम राम हरे हरे हरिबो हो Jaya Rup Goswami Prabhu, Jaya Rup Goswami, Rup Goswami Prabhu, Jaya Rup Goswami. Jaya Rup Goswami Prabhu, Jaya Rup Goswami, Rup Goswami Prabhu, Jaya Rup Goswami. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai. Jaya Shri Gopal, Shri Gopal, Shri Gopal, Jaya Shri Gopal. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Translation. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari are my treasure. Rupa Manjari is the spiritual form of Rupa Goswami. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari are my treasure, my devotional service, and my object of worship. They give my life meaning, and they are life of my life. They are the perfection of rasa, and they are perfection worthy of attainment. They are the very law of Vedic scriptures for me. They are the meaning of all my fasts and penances and my silent uttering of my mantras. They are the basis of religion and activities. By the purifying process of favorable devotional service, one will attain perfection and with these two eyes be able to see. His transcendental form is shining like moonlight in my heart. My heart therefore shines and reciprocates. In other words, the ordinary moon lights up the night and it shines, illuminates other objects. But the moon of the effulgence of the form of Sri Rupa Manjari shines into the heart and makes the heart also shine back to the spiritual sky. This moon shines not only in the night time, but day and night. Your absence from my vision is like a dose of strong poison, and I will suffer till the end of my life. Narottam Das Thakur says, please give me your mercy and the shade of your lotus feet. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad ki, Shri Rupa Manjari Devi ki.
Hare Krishna. Devotees are requested to kindly return the songbooks to the sound system.
Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Mi Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Pasindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratao Pangor Mama Manda Mater Gati Massarvasva Padam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyat Brindaranya Kalpudrumada Shriman Ratnagar Singhasanasto Shri Shri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalibi Sevya Manosmarani Shrimandra Sarasarambhi Vamsivata Tatastita Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinatha Shri Estanaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindabaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Nami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody for the Sunday Feast program at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple. It is a very, very festive month, full of festivals. And if you go to Vrindavan this time, it is more crowded and more busy than even Janmashtami or even Govardhan Puja. The Jhulan Yatra festival that we are celebrating right now is celebrated in Vrindavan with tremendous enthusiasm. So what are the festivals that we are going to be celebrating? Like today we have the most auspicious and wonderful festival of the disappearance of Srila Rupa Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. You see them standing here, the most effulgent, benevolent personalities in our Sampradaya. Rupa Goswami is the leader of all the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And we are also celebrating Jhulan Yatra. There is a beautiful queue, devotees wanting. And this amazing festival, very, very special festival. How many of you have sat on a swing in your life? Many of you have sat. Right? Especially Gujaratis, they like to have swings in their homes. So what is the feeling when you sit on a swing? Why do we have swings? If you go to a garden, one of the things that is definitely going to be there is a swing. And children stand in long queues to be on this swing. It is a very simple, not a very complicated sport. And there are many sports which are made into video games nowadays. You can sit at one place and play cricket you can play football, you can play all these crazy sports. But I was just thinking, there's one sport we cannot imitate into a video game, that is the swing sport. You cannot be swinging on a video game. Now, you need to be there actually to swing. And it's a very, very divine, it is a very, very enjoyable ride to be on a swing, to go back and forth and, be in the breeze, and it hits you, even though there's no air, but it will be very, very joyful. And why is it that we living entities find great pleasure in sitting on a swing? Because our original creator, Lord Krishna, he enjoys sitting, being on the swing. And there's an elaborate pastime. Can you imagine? It is such a divine pastime. It is very elaborate. If I speak about it, then practically we'll spend 2 hours just discussing about the pastime of Jhulan. And we will not do justice to the day also, which is Rupa Goswami Disciplines Day. But it's such an elaborate festival in Vrindavan, and the way it is explained in Gopal Champu, which is one of the very, very special books by our acharyas, that the whole forest of Vrindavan prepares for this particular time of the year. In Vrindavan, unlike Mumbai and Uttar Pradesh, the rain comes late. The rain starts in June here. When in Vrindavan, it comes a month late, around July or August. Otherwise, the whole time before this, it is extremely hot. And this is the situation even when Krishna was present. It is extremely hot and very uncomfortable. But when this time of the beginning of August or mid-August starts, the whole environment becomes very, very charming. Takan Krishna Leela Hari Prakriti Sundari Vistariche Shobha Vane. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a beautiful bhajan. He said, Takan Krishna Leela Hari. When Prakriti Sundari, the divine mother nature, saw that Krishna wants to perform pastimes, Takan Krishna Leela Hari Prakriti Sundari Vistariche Shobha Vane. She made the beauty of the forest more sweeter and more elaborate. And everything in Vrindavan is simply supporting the wish of Krishna. So Krishna said that because there was a small, when it rains heavily, it is not very comfortable. Right? When it just rains. But how many of you have gone, many of us, we sit on this Marine Drive. Right? There is this Marine Drive. And of course for good reasons, not for the bad reasons. We just appreciate the ocean, the grandeur of the ocean. And that time, why it is so wonderful? Because when the waves splash, and there's this small droplets which come, and it falls on your body. And it's very, very refreshing. When it rains heavily, it is not very, very enjoyable. You just get soaked wet. Nobody wants to get wet so much. But when this small droplets of water just coming, and it just slightly falls over your body, not wetting you, but not really completely, drenching you, it is very, very enjoyable. So at this time of the year in Vrindavan, as explained by our acharyas, there is a slight misty rain which falls. Very, very, very refreshing. And Krishna said, this is a beautiful time to enjoy swing. So the trees, naturally the middle part of the branches, they give up their leaves. And the leaves are only on the end part. So the whole branch is empty and the end part gets twined to form a beautiful support. And Prakriti Sundari, or Mother Nature, and Brinde Devi, who is the manager of all Krishna, she is the event manager in Vrindavan. Event manager. We need event managers, right? So the original idea of event manager came from Brinda Devi. She is the event manager. Krishna wants to enjoy swing, so she makes all the arrangements. So she ties beautiful golden ropes on these beautiful trees. And there's charmers and canopies. And Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and the gopis, they come. And let's have swing. So Krishna says, let's sit together. And first Krishna says, Radharani, why don't you sit and I will swing you? And Radharani says, well, you are a little naughty person. Because you will swing me, it is nice. But you swing it too hard, you start getting chakkar, right? I mean, just too much up. So Krishna, no, don't worry. The gopis tell Radha and Krishna, please, you don't fight. We always need a middleman when there's a fight between man and wife, man and woman. So they said, no, don't argue. But why don't you both sit and we will swing you? I said, then there's no problem. Radharani says, fine, if Krishna, you're not swinging, then I can sit. So Radha and Krishna, and we have this beautiful painting right there, just behind you. Radha and Krishna sitting on Jhulan. They both sit, and the gopis are giving a nice jhula. And that's exactly what all the devotees have the chance today to do. Can you imagine how fortunate we are by Srila Prabhupada's mercy that we have the chance to do what the gopis and the manjaris and the spiritual world do to Radha and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. So gopis and sakhis, they do this jhula, and then it goes and it's very enjoyable. Can you imagine small droplets falling, the whole nature, the beautiful flowers, fragrance coming out. And there's fragrance in the environment, small misty dews of water. And there's not very gusty winds, but a slight breeze. You can see Radharani's gown is flying in the air. And Krishna's dhoti is flying. So there's beautiful flying happening, and it's just moving. And then Krishna, when it just gets enough, Radharani says, enough now, not more. So Krishna gets to his job. Then he with his legs, if you sat on swing, you will know with your legs you can swing. You go back and forth, the swing can go larger and larger away. So Krishna goes with he starts swinging more. Radharani says, stop it, because it was almost going above the head of the gopis. Then, and Radharani says, stop it. Krishna says, no. Krishna enjoys, teasing his devotees. Right? All of our devotees, we have been teased by Krishna. Krishna tests us. When he does with Radharani, it's in different teasing and on the swing. But he also teases all of us. And the teasing is sometimes unbearable. Krishna, please stop it. I cannot take this teasing anymore. Krishna takes away your money. And then Krishna takes away your house. And then Krishna takes this, and he said, Krishna, enough. It's going above my head. But Krishna enjoys. This is Julan for us. Krishna enjoys this. So Radharani said, Krishna, stop. I'm feeling chakkar. What is it? English word. I'm feeling dizzy. Stop it. But Krishna keeps on going up further and further. Till the extent, Rupa Goswami explains in his book, at one point, the swing goes right up and down like this. At that time, Srimati Radharani catches hold of Krishna. I say, Krishna, I will fall. And Krishna feels very happy when devotees take complete shelter of his feet. So it goes round and round and round. And Radharani closes his eyes. She holds on to Krishna. And Krishna, I said, now Krishna, I am not seeing anything. No dizziness. I am just in your shelter. And to this day, just few years ago, that same tree where this pastime happened, where the swing went not just this much, but whole 360 degrees round, the whole branch twisted. The whole branch twisted. And that very branch, it's no more. It's gone. But the first time we went to Julan in 1987 with His Holiness Radhanath Swami, we actually saw this branch. Where it was twisted, which was twisted exactly the way the swing just zook, so it was twing. The whole branch was twisted. So Julan Yatra Darshan Ki. So this is the beautiful Julan pastime of the Lord, where Krishna does this wonderful pastimes, and our acharyas, we celebrate for this next 4 days until Balram Jayanti. This beautiful pastime, and the devotees at Sri Sri Radha Gopinath temple, they make elaborate arrangements. It is one thing to really see or to hope that wish I was there to see this pastime of Julan. But it's more wonderful and more enjoyable to enjoy the pastime through the sound vibration. Because that is always going to be there. As I said, this branch is no more. It's gone. Lupta. Everything in the material world will be in due course going. There's sublimation happening. There's constant deterioration happening. Many things that you saw, which you see now, you might not see in Vrindavan. When people went to Vrindavan in 1970, they saw a completely different Vrindavan. And what you see now is different Vrindavan. Most of the places are not there. Looked, they're gone. But no one can take away the sound vibration of the pastime. There's always going to be there for rest of eternity. So when you are hearing this beautiful pastime, you are actually participating in the pastime. That is the power of Shravanam. And through the Shravan Indriya, through the hearing process, Sushrut Sastadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, San Mahat Seva Vipra. When you get involved through the hearing process, you are actually directly participating in the Lord's pastimes. So when you are doing this Julan today, all of you I'm sure would have done or will be doing this beautiful swing. And let us meditate upon the great fortune that we all have. It is not just some, it's not one of the small kids sitting in the house and you do some jula. And many times we do jula for kids. It is nice to do for kids also. But this is the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, sitting on the swing, and we are getting the chance to participate in the Lord's pastimes. And if we do it with intensity, and we tell Krishna, that Krishna, I know you like to swing, and you sometimes... And what happened next? I forgot to tell you that when Radharani got down, and she told one by one, all the Sakhis sat next to Krishna, and she was doing the swing. So Krishna enjoys to do the swing with all the devotees. And Krishna, with all these devotees, also plays the swing pastimes. And he said, let us be worthy to participate in this wonderful pastime by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So today is this Jhulan Yatra. We are also celebrating today, as we saw in the beautiful drama, the disappearance of Rupa Goswami. We are all called Rupa Nugas. What is that? Like we have what is called the Mumbaikars, right? We call the people of Mumbai are called what? Mumbaikars, or people of the Britishers or the Americans, or the different small groups. And I used to be part of a small group. We used to call ourselves cats. CATS. And you know what is the full form of that? We all thought we didn't want to be Indians. And this was before I became a devotee. So I said, America is cool. America. So we all want to be Americans. So we used to call ourselves cats, means civilized American teenagers. So we used to call ourselves, who are you? I am the cat. I'm a cat. Now, so different people have different groups that they want to belong to. But the best group that you can be in is to be in the group which is called the Rupanugas, the followers of Rupa Goswami. Because Rupa Goswami was Sri Chaitanya Manobhista Stapak. It is a beautiful pranam mantra. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. That the Manobhista, the mind's desire, not of an ordinary person, of whose? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the divine munificent incarnation of the Lord. And what is this desire? To give that divine love of Radha and Krishna to every single person in this world. One of the God brothers of Srila Prabhupada described Prabhupada, who was in the mood, who was carrying on this mood of Lord Chaitanya, and described Prabhupada. That Prabhupada was distributing nectar as if it was water. That is a beautiful description. If you have nectar with you, you'll be very, very careful in distributing. But Prabhupada distributed his nectar. Water is fine, you just give it to anybody. Yeah. But nowadays also, that is also scarce. That also is, you have to pay big money. But in general, water is available. But Srila Prabhupada was distributing nectar as if it was, nectar as if it was water. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was distributing this love of God. And many times when you come to Krishna consciousness, we spend time in Krishna consciousness, we just use this word love of God as if it is just one of the, ordinary things. I want love of God. As if you want some brinjals from the market. Love of God. But can you imagine what is love of God? Most of the religion, they don't even dream of love of God. They at the most end at fear of God. So at the most, the highest understanding of the religion is you should fear God. God is very powerful. He will strike a thunderbolt on your head and you will crack to pieces. You should fear God. And that's where they end. But here, from fear, you go much higher, much higher, much higher to love. And love of God. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given, and to establish this desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was predominantly done by Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam. The mind's desire was done by Rupa Goswami. So extremely special person. That is why for the rest of eternity we all will be called Rupanugas. All of us, the whole ISKCON society and all the Gaudiyas, they all will be called the followers of Rupa Goswami. And see the amazing thing, who is Rupa Goswami? We just sang this bhajan. Rupa Goswami in the spiritual world is Rupa Manjari. And who is Rupa Manjari? She is a tiny girl who is assisting the gopis to serve Krishna. An insignificant position comparatively. I mean, not directly serving Krishna, but serving the gopis who serve Krishna. But because it was so significant in Krishna's eyes, this service of assisting the servants was so significant in Krishna's eyes, that Krishna gave him the position of the Sampradaya Guru when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's how significant the service to Vaishnavas is. And you saw this beautiful drama. Unknowingly, Rupa Goswami, the same personality, unknowingly just laughed, seeing this beautiful pastime, and he pained a Vaishnava. And he lost all connection to the spiritual world. So this is what we are learning. So, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was Krishna himself, came as Lord Chaitanya, similarly all his entourage came, and Rupa Manjari came as Sri Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami was born in the eastern part of India. Beautiful childhood. We'll go a little forward. Extremely intelligent and scholarly personality. And extremely beautiful. In today's standards, would be one of the top ranking people in the whole world. Both Rup and Sanatan. They were Anand and Santosh. But they were so brilliant. They were so very brilliant that Nawab Hussain Shah, the top recruiter of the top brains of the world, he was a big king, the king of Bengal. He said, I want some dynamic people with me so that I can expand my kingdom more and more. So obviously when you want to expand, you need top brains. That's why all these big companies, they go to IITs and IIMs. And we don't even go there, our temple, but IIT people come here. We don't recruit in IIT, but they join here. So all these top brains, they go to IIT, IIMs to recruit people because they know that these are people with brains. When they join, they will really make the whole organization grow. So Nawab Hussain Shah said, you have a choice, Anand and Santosh. I know you are a Vaishnav. Both of you are Vaishnavas. I know you love the Vaishnavas. You have a choice. You joined me as the chief minister and the revenue minister in my kingdom, or I am going to persecute all the Vaishnavas. If you join me, Vaishnavas will be spared. They can execute their Hare Krishna, chanting, dancing, everything. I won't touch them. But if you don't join, you see the consequence. Just to protect the Vaishnavas, Anand and Santosh joined this job of Nawab Hussain Shah. When I saw this drama, which was enacted by Dwarkadish Prabhu a few years back, I got this deep realization. Many times people come to us and we also feel that, Prabhu, my job is so crazy, and more than anything in the job, my boss is such a crazy boss. How many of you have a crazy boss? I hope no bosses are sitting here. Many times we have some crazy, he's just a crazy guy. I went to one office. He was not my boss, but I went to this office, and on his table he had put a plaque which was facing towards the person sitting opposite, not for him, for people who are sitting. He had written, "Do not complain about your boss. The next one may be worse." So bosses are difficult people. So we complain that, Prabhu, he doesn't allow me to, he makes me work till 8 o'clock. I have to chant my rounds because I didn't get up in the morning as usual. Devotee's eternal problem, not able to get up in the morning. And my rounds remaining, doesn't allow me to chant, to late nights. He doesn't understand. He doesn't give me leaves for yatras. He cancelled my leaves. All these crazy things but can you imagine working for Nawab Hussain Shah, who was a hardcore Muslim? I mean, nothing against Muslims, but he was a cruel Muslim. Working under him, And his only desire was to expand. He was creating havoc wherever he would go. And Anand and Santosh, who later became, when they joined Nawab Hussain Shah, he called them Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik are positions which means Chief Minister and Revenue Minister. To work for them, and not for just few months, for years they worked. Sometimes devotees are very, very narrow in their understanding. Many times. Devotees, they said, Prabhuji, they want a very ideal situation. Everything should be ideal. I should have a boss who leaves me at 9 or 6 o'clock and who tells me, oh, you want to chant? Please chant. Or you want to wear tilak? Please wear tilak. And so people want ideal situations. So we were analyzing that how do you determine who is a proper Hare Krishna devotee? When you become Hare Krishna devotee, we have some typical traits. We might not realize, but we start getting typical traits, and I will point out few of them, just so that you will understand. When you are a Hare Krishna, this is like a barometer to know whether you are a proper bona fide Hare Krishna devotee or not. And those are newcomers, don't get scared by hearing this. I said, you may be a typical Hare Krishna devotee if, this is just my thoughts, okay? If ever you have gone so far to seriously consider the legal consequences of cutting out someone's tongue for blasphemy. You understood? That if you have gone to extend that, what is the legal implication if I cut somebody's tongue if he blasphemes me? That you attend Rath Yatra in a major city barefoot. You are a Hare Krishna devotee if you do that. If you refer schools as slaughterhouses, then you are definitely a Hare Krishna devotee. You ever demanded a list of ingredients when invited around for prasad at devotee's house? Before you start, you say, what are the ingredients there? Give me the list of ingredients. Then you are definitely a bona fide Hare Krishna devotee. You do not know who won the Indian elections. You don't know what's happening in the political scenario. You are a Hare Krishna devotee. You drive with one hand and the bead bag in the other. You are a Hare Krishna devotee. Because you always have rounds remaining. You address a large crowd by saying devotees and Matajis, as if Matajis are not devotees. You select the shoe, and one of the criteria to selecting a shoe is how fast you can get out of it without touching it. You are a Hare Krishna devotee. And you answer phone calls anywhere, whether it is somebody's home or anywhere loudly by saying Hare Krishna, you are a Hare Krishna devotee. You examine the photo of Prabhupada and try to determine whether he tied or rolled his dhoti and get into arguments with your friend about it. You are a Hare Krishna devotee. Sometimes you tie your, ladies might not understand what this joke is all about. Sometimes you can tie your dhoti and sometimes you can roll the dhoti. So devotees, I saw some devotee arguing that from this photo I can see Prabhupada has actually rolled his dhoti and not tied his dhoti. If you do all this sort of things, you are a bona fide Hare Krishna devotee. You think that anything other than Swami's step is disco dance. You are a Hare Krishna devotee. So in general, many times, what I'm trying to drive the point is devotees become very narrow-minded in the understanding of how to live in this world. They become very narrow. But Nawab Hussain, Rup and Sanatan, they taught us by their example that how broad-minded you have to be to really serve the Vaishnava community at large. Even if it means, Govind Prabhu also beautifully explained today morning the same point. Even if it means to serve a Mlecha king, they still decided to serve the king just so that the Vaishnavas in general will be well taken care of. So we should not be in this mood of constantly complaining. If we don't participate in different activities, then we'll be very, very narrow-minded devotees. So as we go further, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, where they accepted the post of Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik, but still, they couldn't obviously give up their attachment to Vrindavan and their devotion to Vrindavan because they're wonderful devotees. So this is another very wonderful trait of a devotee. Wherever he goes, he creates Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan is not a matter of, is not a place, as I said. It is the consciousness which is important. So they had huge mansions. Navabhushan Shah gave them a huge mansion to live. And they created a beautiful garden. They called it Kanak Vrindavan. And they made all the Leela Sthalis of Vrindavan in that place. They dug Shyamakund, they dug Radhakund. And this is the classical trait of a wonderful devotee. Even now in our different temples of ISKCON, if you go to Italy, there's a beautiful temple called Villa Vrindavan. Because in Italy there's villas, so Prabhupada called it Villa Vrindavan. It's Vrindavan. And if you go there, in Italy you don't see so many peacocks, but you go to Villa Vrindavan, you see at least a dozen or more peacocks. And constantly chirp, not chirping, peacocks don't chirp. There's beautiful sounds of peacocks all over Villa Vrindavan. So even though it is far, far away from Brajabhumi of India, but Srila Prabhupada and his devotees, they've created Vrindavan all over. And similar, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they created Vrindavan. Even here, right in our Radha Gopinath temple, the leader of this temple has created beautiful Vrindavan forest, where you see beautiful Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govindji, Kalya Leela, Brinda Devi, Krishna Balram. This is the classical trait of a devotee, to create Vrindavan wherever he goes. Rather than deciding to stay in Vrindavan, he carries Vrindavan wherever he goes. This is a wonderful thing that Prabhupada taught us. So Rupa Sanatana Goswami, they created Vrindavan, and they had wonderful people coming, and they would do Bhagavad Katha. The brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Vidya Vachaspati, was their spiritual master. He trained them into the tattva of the Shastras. And like that, they really stayed in this place, serving Nawab Hussain Shah. But in their heart, they were constantly waiting for an opportunity on when they can give up the service. And they would write letters, constantly write letters to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when will the time come when we can give up this job and join you and serve your preaching mission? Similar to the same mood as Prabhupada had. He would constantly write letters to his spiritual master, that right now I'm in the Grihastha ashram. I have so many responsibilities, but when will that time come when I, like your brahmacharis and sannyasi disciples, can serve you wholeheartedly? And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, do not force this person. In due course, he will do everything. Right? Bhaktisiddhanta told about Srila Prabhupada, that he will do everything in due course. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't reply to them. They would write letters after letters, but Mahaprabhu didn't reply, and then he wrote one letter. Just one line. And he said, just like if a wife has a paramour, she will serve her husband with much more dedication, just so that she can hide her love for a paramour. Similarly, you, Rupa Sanatan, do the needful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling them that right now, you are serving Nawab Hussain Shah. Continue serving with much more intensity and attention. But in due course, you will definitely be relieved from this service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Sanatan were constantly waiting when the time comes when they will be able to meet Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taken sannyas. And they heard that he is going to Jagannath Puri. And they were completely shocked. They were completely sad. That how will he ever come and how will we ever meet him? But after a few days they heard the news that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after sannyas, he is not going to Jagannath Puri, but he has come to Shantipur, and that is the Gauda Desh. And in due course, as the story goes forward, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took a special trip to a place called Ramakeli, which was the capital of Bengal at that time. It was not Kolkata, it was Ramakeli at that time, which was the capital. And that's where Rupa and Sanatana Goswami were staying there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and there were throngs of people. There were just thousands and lakhs of people following Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Nawab Hussain Shah said, who is this saint who has come? Tell me more about him. And the people found out details. I said, we don't know. He doesn't pay anything to anybody. He doesn't give any remuneration, but lakhs of people are following him. And now Hussain Shah, this is strange. And he looked at one of his ministers, Keshav Chhatri. He said, if I don't pay you, will you work for me? And the person looked down. Obviously, I will not work for you. He said, all the dedication that I have from all of you is because I pay you. And this sannyasi is not paying anything to anybody. And how is it that he's attracting thousands and thousands of people? And little did he know that this is the power of Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. This is the power of bhakti. What is bhakti? Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. There's no desire. We simply want more service. When they ask Prabhupada, what do you desire to get out of this chanting? What did Prabhupada reply? Prabhupada didn't say money or a big estate or a beautiful wife or X and Y. He said, what do you get out of this chanting? More chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Rupa and Sanatan, as Navabhusan Shah was saying this, that who is this sannyasi? And then he said, this sannyasi is so powerful. He said, do not stop any of his activities. Allow him to do whatever he wants because such a powerful person. And Rupa Sanatan said, this is not an ordinary person. He is the person who has given you all the kingdom to rule. He is the source of all the wealth in the world. And Navabhusan Shah agreed to them. He said, fine, don't stop him. Let him do whatever activities he wants to do in my kingdom. I am blessed. Even Nawab Hussain Shah understood the glory of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So as the story goes forward, at one point in one of the evenings, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Ramakeli, Rupa and Sanatan felt intense desire to meet Lord Chaitanya. What is about to happen right now is such an important meeting. When any great souls meet, great things happen, right? When two big prime ministers of country, they meet, of course nothing great happens nowadays. I mean, big problems happen more. But in general, when two big people meet, wonderful things happen from that. This meeting of these three brothers, or in fact 3 brothers and 1 child, with Lord Chaitanya is going to be such an important meeting which is going to practically change the whole course of the world. That is how important this meeting was. Rup and Sanatan, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik, they were not yet Rup Sanatan. Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik, they came with straw between their teeth and cloth tied against their neck. This is a sign of complete humility, the mood of a bhangi. The mood of a most low-class sweeper of the street. When you have straw in your teeth and a cloth tied around your neck. And who were there? They were big, scholarly people. They knew a dozen languages. Brilliant personalities. Beautiful personalities. Had immense wealth. Power. Everything. But they disguised themselves as bhangis. And came to meet Lord Chaitanya with straw in their teeth, and they offered amazing prayers of humility at the feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That we are even more fallen than Jagai and Madhai. Because we have served a Mlecha king. Please, oh Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you want to be called Patit Pavan, we are the right candidates for that. And they went on and on and on and on, just completely, pulverizing their own egos. And glorify Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To the extent it is said, it is not spoken in many times. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you please stop talking, my dear Rupa and Sanatan. Your humility is breaking my heart. Sometimes some people are so humble, we are experienced, that they are so humble that stop it. It's too painful to hear their humility. Most of the time, it is the arrogance which is very painful. And many times we walk on the way, we go on the trains, and sometimes we have to hear what people speak. I mean, what all they speak, as if ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऐसा क्यों मैं होता था तो ऐसा होता था. If I would be there, I said, what is the basis of your arrogance? You are traveling in a second class compartment. And you're talking as if you are a prime minister. And what sort of arrogance is that? And to what extent they talk? Castles in the sky. Akash pushpayate. Flowers in the sky they create. You never see flowers in the sky, do you? You see them on trees. But they create, in our Indian, Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne. You heard of Mungeri Lal, right? This was the last serial I saw before I became a devotee. The last serial, and you would be sitting, and then, typically they show, if you remember, many of you were not even born, but his eyes twitch. And he goes into this dream world, and he thinks, or in other words, Sheikh Chilli was another guy. Sheikh Chilli, that he was all this fancy dreams. So people have these fancy dreams. Arrogance. When Jayadasa Swami was saying that how arrogant people are. I said at some time of their life, they can't even control their own motions. You have to. Jayadasa Swami is very, very graphic and very, very ultimate in his description. He was talking to one student. He was talking, we can do this, we can do that. Jayadasa Swami said, have you ever got loose motions, my friend? So he said, yes. Said, you can't even control your motions at that time, right? So don't talk about controlling anything. Very, very wonderful way of, putting a person down. There was another very wonderful example. Sometimes, if somebody acts very smart, then you have to act super smart to put that person down. As the Prabhupada said, if they're flying full speed in plane speed, then you have to go with jet speed. To overtake, devotees have to go with jet speed. So Devamrit Swami was in one place. Devamrit Swami is another very dynamic speaker. He was at one place in Ecuador, a place. He was preaching there. He said, one thing is very common. Wherever I go in the world, there are always Indians everywhere. So even in this katha, there were two Indians sitting there. And the unfortunate thing about Indians is that they think they know too much. And especially when they're in a foreign country, they want to show off. We know Shiva, we know Durga, we know Krishna. So, he had come to preach to the local people. And these Indians were trying to take out a lot of time. And they had Mayavad understanding. They said, well, we are God and we can be God and all these things. Devamrit Swami was trying to say, no, wait, I'll talk to you later, let me answer the question. And these people keep on asking the same, no, we are God, we can be God. So Devamrit Swami took the mic. I said, if you are God? I said, yes, we can be God. He said, if you are God, then I'm Queen of England. You understood what it means? It was a shock treatment. I said, if you are God, then I'm Queen of England. Then he explained that can I be Queen of England? That's how absurd it is for me to say that I'm Queen of England. Is it not? Similarly to that absurd it is when you say you can be God. I think you will get the story after you go home. You laugh there. Because it's quite a deep story. You have to meditate upon it. Because I laughed after one day. Because I was thinking, what is so great about Queen of England? Then I realized, man, it is really, then I was laughing. Just like Rupa Goswami laughed. I was just laughing. So anyway, people are very, very arrogant. They're extremely arrogant. So as we're discussing about the arrogance of people, that how arrogant. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami was big people, but they're completely humble, and they said that we submit at your feet. And Chaitanya was so happy. He said, from now on, my dear servants, you are my eternal servants. Your names will be Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And he touched the small child, his head. His name was Jiva, who later on went on to become the great Jiva Goswami, the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. So this was a very, very historic meeting that took place, which actually changed the whole world. Because it was in this meeting, as explained by our acharyas, explained by our spiritual master, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu infused all his mercy in the heart of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami to carry on the mission of delivering the fallen conditioned souls. And as the story goes further, Rupa Goswami completely lost all interest in serving. And he said, Sanatana Goswami, I am leaving. You are the elder brother. you take care of. He said, don't worry, I'll take care of everything. And then he did a very historic thing. Many of us, we are obviously attached to our wealth, and we are sort of sometimes proud of our wealth. But when Rupa Goswami was collecting all his wealth, it was equal to 2 boatloads of wealth of gold coins he had. 2 boatloads of gold coins. Very extremely wealthy. So what did he do? He gave 50% in charity. He kept 25% for emergency use and 25% for taking care of his family members. Very classical way of distributing your wealth. Many times, when we don't earn money, we are very, very generous. I remember when I was a kid, I would say, Father, give 25,000, what is the problem? Give. But when I started earning, I said, no, I can't. It's too painful. And to give up money with charity is extremely painful. I'm sure I told this story, maybe I'll tell it again. There was one person who heard Bhagavad Sapta. In the Sapta, they were said that Grihastha should do charity. Dharma, charity karna, Grihastha ka dharma hai. I said, oh, very good. So that person got inspired. Many times when you hear Bhagavad Katha, we get very inspired and we make some vows. And then we repent why we vowed. Enthusiasm, say, I'll do this, and then he said, "Kyun aisa kiya?" Yeah. So he vowed that, okay, I will give 50% of charity, of my wealth to charity. He decided that. He spoke in the enthusiasm. Maybe people like Gaurang Prabhu or Govind Prabhu spoke, and he got inspired and said 50% charity. Then he came home and he got his salary check. I said, 50% of, it's too much. So he collected all the wealth. He said, but I have to do, because, he was a faithful, person. He had to do it. So, while we have the honesty, we also have the cheating propensity. This is a human tendency, is it not? So he went to the Lord and he said, my dear Lord, this is the wealth that I have, and 50%, so what I'm doing is, I'm going to throw this up. And you take 50%. What remains in air is yours. What falls down is mine. So he threw it up. I said, you didn't take anything, Lord. Lord, you are so nice. Thank you very much. That's not the way Rupa Goswami behaved. He just gave all his wealth, 50% to charity. By the way, Janmashtami just coming. All of you know Janmashtami festival. And there's a beautiful counter put up there. We welcome, because to celebrate Janmashtami, we need huge funds. This is the one time in the year that the temple does fundraising. And a wonderful opportunity to give our portion of our wealth to do what is called Dhana Shuddhi. When you give charity, you purify your wealth. Otherwise, the wealth will corrupt you. So if you give charity, your wealth, which obviously has some tinge of sin, gets purified. So if you give charity, it is purified. So those who want to give, those who already given is fine. Those who want to give more, it's also welcome. And those who want to give, there's a counter there, accounts department, you can give for the Janmashtami celebration. So Rupa Goswami gave 50% of his wealth for charity, 25% for emergency use, and 25% to his relatives and family. He distributed it to the family members. And then he went on without any money to meet Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag. What happened at Prayag is a beautiful story. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke for him for 10 days and infused him with the science of devotional service, which is in the book, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The nectar of devotion. This was a beautiful book that Rupa Goswami wrote, which was the instruction received from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 10 full days as Dashashamedha Ghat in Prayag in Allahabad. At the Sangam, at the very Sangam, it was spoken. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then Rupa Goswami decided that I want to go to Nilachal to stay where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And he went to Nilachal. It's a long story. We are just doing somewhat fast forward. And in Nilachal, he was staying at the house of Haridas Thakur. Both of them were staying together. And Rupa Goswami wrote many books. And in that, at one time at Rath Yatra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was experiencing intense separation. He spoke some verses, which was sounding like mundane verses of something a boy sings for a girl that he loves. But Rupa Goswami, understanding the heart of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrote a verse which exactly captured the essence of the heart. Shri Chaitanya Manobhista. He understood the essence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wrote this verse. As one of his verses which came to mind, he wrote it and he tucked it on the roof of the hut. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he saw this verse. He said, Rupa Goswami, how have you understood the mind, my heart? How did you understand it? This is something so private in my heart. How have you ever understood it? And what was the reply? Swarup Damodar Goswami said, it is because you have showered your causeless mercy upon this Rupa Goswami at Ramakeli, at Prayag. That is why he is able to understand. This is the speciality. This is exactly what happened to Srila Prabhupada. Bhakti Siddhanta showered a special mercy on Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan, in 1921 or 22, when he first met at Ultadanga Junction Road in Kolkata. He put a special mercy in the heart of Abhay Charan. And in due course, Abhay Charan understood exactly the heart of Bhakti Siddhanta. He said, my Guru Maharaj wants me to go to the West. And after in 1966, 1965, he actually took on this amazing journey. Very much in the mood of Rupa Goswami, understanding the mind and the heart of his spiritual master. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased to see this verse of Rupa Goswami. And as we go further, he wrote this beautiful, different dramas of Lalita Madhav and Vidagdha Madhav. It was such amazing, from that time, while he was in Nilachal, he wrote these verses. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now I want you to go to Vrindavan, because I have given Vrindavan to your family. Vrindavan is given in charge. You are the in charge. Your family is in charge of Vrindavan. You and in due course Sanatana Goswami will come to Vrindavan. And what do you do in Vrindavan? You excavate the holy places. You write the Dharma Shastras. And you start proper deity worship. These are the three instructions Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami took the instructions, and it was not like the way we go to Vrindavan now. Oh, it's so wonderful. Everything, arrangements are there. It was a deep, dense forest. Inhabited by very, very wild animals. And Rupa Goswami went there. He was all alone. Except for Bhugarbha Goswami and Lokanath Goswami, who were staying in that area at that time also. A few years back they went to Vrindavan. Otherwise there was nobody staying in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami stayed there. And for many, many months he was staying there, and he was thinking in his heart that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave me an instruction that I should worship deities. But where do I find deities? He was feeling disgusted with himself. The moment the devotee feels disgusted with himself, that's where divine intervention takes place. Till the time you are not disgusted with yourself, there is no divine intervention. So Rupa Goswami, feeling disgusted, he was chanting his round and said, I am not following the instructions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just at that time, a Brijbasi came. And the Brijbasi said that, Goswamiji, I want to tell you something. He said, just nearby, there's a place called Gomatil. Or sometimes it's called Gauratil. And there's some very strange thing happening. There's a cow who gets separate from the whole herd of cows, and she goes on the top of the hill and she pours all the milk in the hill. And I'm not able to understand why she does this. And while telling this, the Brijbasi boy just disappeared. Rupa Goswami said, where is he gone? What happened? And then he went the next day. He sat near to Gomatil. He was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He was chanting, and he was amazed to see there was a whole flock of cows who came. And all the cows went in one direction. And just one cow came out of the whole herd of the cows and started walking in a different direction. And he was intrigued. He was surprised. He was wondering what is happening. And she climbed a small hillock. A small hill is called a hillock. She climbed a small hillock, and right on the top of the hillock, she stood. And naturally, profusely, without any effort, How many of you really milk the cows? You have milked cows? How many of you? Right? It is not so easy. You have to really, it's hard. It's wonderful, but it's hard. So you have to milk. But this cow was just naturally, profusely pouring all her, as Radhanath Maharaj explains, liquid religiosity in a form of milk. Milk is called what? Liquid religiosity. Amazing. This is liquid religiosity. So she's pouring all her milk in the hillock. And they were wondering, what is this happening? And then Rupa Goswami said, there's something divine here. So he called all the Brijbasis and said, let us come and dig below this. There must be something special here. So they dug and dug and dug and dug. And then when they dug, and they saw the beautiful deity, a beautiful full-size deity below the ground. And that was the deity of Govindaji. Shri Shri Radha Govindaji ki. Beautiful deity of Govindaji. As we explained, this is the three deities with Vajranabh carved. And this deity, his chest was exactly like that of Krishna. And Rupa Goswami found this deity and said, this is the Pranadhana Murti of mine. Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Rup Goswami Pranadhana He Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. So this was the Pranadhana Murti of Rupa Goswami. He found this deity and he profusely with great love installed this deity. And he started worshipping this deity with great love. And then in due course, Sanatana Goswami got his deity. Radha Gopinath was there, Radha Shyam Sundar was there, Radha Raman was there. And the whole of Braj was filled with beautiful, auspicious Archa Murtis of the Lord. So Rupa Goswami's Pranadhana Murti was. So he was very happy that yes, I'm following the Lord. He started writing various books. And just imagine the purity of these personalities. You must understand that how these people were so very pure. When a pure person is there, his purity surrounds the whole environment. When you are with a pure person, you experience purity, isn't it? You know, when you are just with Srila Prabhupada or with one of his very, very wonderful disciples, you feel so pure. Rupa Goswami was so very pure and so very intense that he would write his book. One of his favorite places was the beautiful tree in Nandagaon, which is called the Ter Kadamba. How many of you have been to Ter Kadamba? It is a beautiful place. Ter means, you know what is Ter? To shout. You shout. It's called Ter. Ter lagai. So Krishna would sit on this tree and he would shout for all his cows. I mean, he would play his full flute and that was like a tear and all the cows would come running. So this is a very holy tree in Nandagaon called the Ter Kadamba. So Rupa Goswami would sit below this Ter Kadamba and write books. And you can imagine that his mood was so very contagious. You know, sometimes when you enter somebody's house and they are bitterly fighting and you just happen to enter and you feel sab garam kyun hai idhar? You find there's sab garmi hai. I mean, there's a fight. It's not actually happening, but you can sense the heat in the atmosphere, is it not? That this is a very heated place. So the person emits the heat in the atmosphere. Similarly, Rupa Goswami was so pure, and when he would write scriptures about Radha and Krishna meeting together, their beautiful pastime of meeting, the tree, Ter Kadamba, would have the same mood of his writing. And the tree would start beautifully, blossoming leaves and Kadamba flowers. And it would be luxuriant growth. When he would write about Radha Krishna, everything was nice, everybody was happy. Radha has met Krishna, the gopis are happy, the gopas are happy. Only two people are unhappy. Who are the two people? When Radha Krishna meet, who are the two people unhappy? Jatila and Kutila. Only two people are unhappy. But everybody was happy, and when he wrote that, the tree was blossoming beautifully. But at the same time, he had to write the third section of Lalita Madhav, which talks when Akrura came. You're writing Lalit Madhav. And he wrote the first two chapters. First two waves it is called. He wrote that Krishna is meeting. And then the third chapter, the third wave, he wrote that Akrura came. When he was writing that chapter, Akrura came and the gopis were putting their bodies in the wheels of the chariot and telling Krishna, please don't leave. And Nanda Maharaj was crying, Yashoda was crying. The tree became very sad. And gave up all the leaves. All the twigs, they all fell and he was very sad. That was the mood the tree was experiencing. Even an inanimate object, of course in Vrindavan nothing is inanimate. But even a tree was able to understand the intense feelings of separation in the heart of Rupa Goswami. That's how powerful these acharyas were. We should be so proud of our acharyas. That's the power that they had. When they would write wonderful things, the tree would blossom. And they would write to separation, the tree would experience separation also. So Rupa Goswami wrote all these beautiful scriptures. He wrote many books. And one day, one sweet story. One day he was writing this book, and it was the day of the appearance of Sanatana Goswami. We all know if you go to Vrindavan, Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami they always stayed nearby. Rupa Goswami stayed in Vrindavan in Radha Govindji temple side, and Sanatana Goswami stayed in Madan Mohan side. If they were in Nandagaon, were very close by. So all these places they were staying. So Rupa Goswami said that it is my brother's birthday today and I must give some gift to him. But I have nothing. I am a Goswami. Taktva turnam ashesha mandalapati shrenim sadat duchhavat. Is explained by in the Sada Goswami Ashtakam. It said Taktva turnam ashesha mandalapati. These Goswamis were like mandalapatis. They were very rich. But they gave up all their richness as tuchha. Everything. They became, and kopina kanthashrita, when they just wore loincloths and they lived like mendicants in Vrindavan. So Rupa Goswami didn't have any wealth. He had given up everything. So just then, if you have the desire, Krishna says, what he says, I carry what you have and supply what you lack. Yoga kshema vaham yam. This is the most inspirational verse for all the devotees. You don't have to worry. Krishna says that you don't have to worry. If you have something, I'll carry it. And if you don't have something, I'll supply it. So if you have 2%, don't worry, 98% I'll supply. So Rupa Goswami had a desire, so Krishna fulfilled his desire. And Srimati, a small girl, of course the secret is already out. A small girl came and said, Babaji, I can see you are staying here. I think you want to make some nice milk products. Here is the fresh milk from the cows, some sugar, and some rice. Why don't you make some kheer? I said, this is amazing. How wonderful Krishna is arranging. So he made a beautiful kheer. And he invited Sanatana Goswami for a feast. Sanatana Goswami he took that kheer. I said, Rupa Goswami, where did you get this from? I said, well, some girl came. So anyway, he described the girl. He said, this is what she gave. And when he ate the kheer, as Prabhupada explains, there's a beautiful story. Prabhupada says this same story. This must be Radharani. Prabhupada says it. This sweetness cannot be from anywhere else. Rupa Goswami, how unfortunate, Sanatana Goswami said. You have taken service from Radharani. How can we take service from Radharani? We are supposed to be serving Radharani. But that was the divine position of Rupa Goswami. That Srimati Radharani personally came to assist him to serve Sanatana Goswami. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad Ki. And I know it is getting late. It is so much to speak. But at this point, I would just say, I'll take just few more minutes. There's a beautiful prayers at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. This is a great devotee who was the grand disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. His name was Govardhan Bhatta Goswami. He was very inspired by the personality of Rupa Goswami. And he writes these beautiful prayers, which I would like you all to hear. He says, anyone who abandons Rupa Goswami's lotus feet and still hopes to attain Radhika's service may as well try building a skyscraper on a beautiful sandy beach. He may as well try to touch the heavens with his upraised hands, or try to cover the sun by throwing a fistful of dust, or try to make a lame man walk. Why not? He has just as much chance of success. Said, how how impossible it is for a lame one to walk, or to build a skyscraper in a beach. That's much how impossible it is to have success without the mercy of the Lord Spirit of Rupa Goswami. Then he goes on to say, who in this earth could have ever understood the pure essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam, perceive the sweetness of Vrindavan, or inspire anyone else to speak on it? And who could bring the mind to meditate upon the son of Nanda, most wondrous beauty? Without the blessings of the most merciful and righteous Rupa Goswami and his companions, no one. We cannot do this, glorify Krishna, without the mercy of Rupa Goswami. And then he goes on to say, my dear friend, please, pray tell me, who would know anything about renunciation, devotion on either of the Vaidhi or Raga Marg, the 12 holy rasas? It was Rupa Goswami who revealed the 5 rasas, the primary rasas, and the remaining 7 secondary rasas. It was he who revealed to the world. The 12 holy rasas, the prema of Brijabasis, glorified by Shukadev Goswami, the supreme spirit of Mahabhava of the Gopis. No one would understood the glories, position of Srimati Radharani if it was not for Srila Rupa Goswami. And then he goes on to say, this is a prayer by Rupa Goswami himself. He says, although the swiftly flowing current of nectar of your pastimes, please hear this, very interesting. Rupa Goswami is praying to Krishna. He says, although the swiftly flowing current of the nectar of a pastime is flowing through the heart of the villages of the Puranas. Beautiful. The Puranas, the Srimad Bhagavatam, they are like villages, and the beautiful rivers of nectar are flowing through those villages. The calf of my mind, Rupa Goswami is saying, the calf of my mind has entered the ditch to drink the poisonous waters of sense gratification. What a brilliant comparison. It's not meant for him, it's for all of us. That while this pure nectar is flowing through the villages of the Puranas, of the Srimad Bhagavatam, of Chaitanya Charitamrita, unfortunate, our mind, which is like a calf, is getting attracted to the ditch of the poisonous waters of sense gratification. O Lord of the calves, please use your staff of mercy to control that calf and bring him back to you. Rupa Goswami is praying this. So let us all repeat this with great intensity. Let us all repeat together. Although the swiftly flowing current of nectar of your pastimes is flowing through the heart of the villages of the Puranas, the calf of my mind has entered the ditch to drink the poisonous waters of sense gratification. O Lord of the calves, please use your staff of mercy to control that calf and bring him back to you. So this is the beautiful mood that Rupa Goswami is teaching us. That let us all get attracted to the beautiful glorification and the pastimes. And as in the next few days, we will hear the beautiful pastimes of Balram Jayanti, when we will hear for hours the beautiful pastime of Krishna for Janmashtami. And then after that, we will hear the beautiful pastimes of Lalita Sakhi on Lalita Sashti. And then we'll hear the beautiful pastimes of Radhastami. Of Radharani or Radhastami. And then on the festival continues. And then of course we have beautiful months of Kartik coming in. So it is wonderful festival time. And this 4 months of Chaturmas, which will ultimately end in the beautiful glorious month of Srimati Radharani's month of Kartik. So let us all get attracted to the beautiful pastimes of the Lord. And let our mind, which is that, it is like a ditch of poison. Just imagine, here is the nectar flowing of this a river of nectar, this profuse flow, and still how unfortunate we are. That we still want to get attracted to prajalpa. We still want to get attracted to some mundane sense gratification, some useless type of food, some naked ladies and useless men, posters outside. It's so how unfortunate our mind. We should be praying that how I'm still attracted to this poisonous ditch. See that my mind, I am giving up. What am I giving up in return? and giving up a beautiful flowing nectar river and get attracted to all these things. So this temple and all the temples that Srila Prabhupada has created are beautiful oases where you get this nectar. And let us all come here and take advantage of this beautiful presence of Srila Prabhupada and the beautiful presence of Radha Gopinath. And the devotees have worked so hard to create their Vrindavan mood. For the next 2 days, 3 days, till Balaram Jayanti, there will be elaborate Jhulan Yatra Darshan. Devotees, if you see this Jhulan, it is not that you see it and you do it and you go away. You see how intensely devotees have worked so hard to create wonderful facilities for Radha Krishna. And more than that, to create facilities so that our dull senses can get attracted to the effulgent pastimes of the Lord. And to the end, it is also the disappearance of Gauridas Pandit, a brilliant, wonderful disciple, devotee of Lord Chaitanya, who was Subal in Vrindavan Leela. Subal was a very intimate Priyasakha of Krishna. And this was a beautiful pastime. There were two brothers, Suryadas Sarkela and Gauridas Pandit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu once came rowing, crossing the Ganges to meet Gauridas Pandit, and they got this oar, and they gave the oar to you. He said, whoever touches this oar will be delivered from the ocean of birth and death. Even now if you go to Ambika Kalna, that oar is there. If you touch it, you embrace it. It is not just literally like that. You have to really feel it. Then you can get rid of the ocean of birth and death. The Gauridas Pandit was such a wonderful devotee that when he came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking sannyas, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya came to meet him. He said, I'm going to take sannyas. And he said that, how can you take sannyas? I will not allow you to go. Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were there and he said, I will not allow you to go. You have to be here. He said, no, I have to go. And before Mahaprabhu Chaitanya started his preaching, sometimes devotees, they know what you want to speak. I said, philosophy mat jhadna bhi, So Gauridas Pandit said, please don't tell me the philosophy that you and the deity is non-different. I want you to be here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, but how can I be here? I have to go. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm cutting the story short, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu created 4 forms. 2 Chaitanya Mahaprabhus and 2 Nityananda Prabhus. I said, now you decide which 2 should remain here and which 2 should go. You decide. So then he said, no decision now. First I'll cook big feast for all 4 of you. So he cooked a big feast and then he offered to all the 4 deities. And then he said, for few days you all 4 have to stay here. And then I'll decide who will go. So devotees are very intelligent. So he said, you 4 all stay here. And then he said, okay, you 2 can go. Those 2 went and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda did their pastime. But these 2 deities remained and they would actually relate to Gauridas Pandit as they would relate as coward boys in Vrindavan as with Subal. And Gauridas Pandit cooked elaborate feast every day. And one day the deity said, we don't want the feast. I said, why? I said, you're cooking so elaborately, you are so tired, you are so old now. We don't feel happy that you have to cook this big feast. I said, okay, you eat today, tomorrow I'll not cook. And tomorrow again he cooked a big feast. So like that was the love that Gauridas Pandit had. And then Mahaprabhu Chaitanya left, and then it was a time to celebrate Gaur Purnima. This was the time where Gaur Purnima was celebrated. So at that time, these deities were there, and Gauridas Pandit gave this worship to his disciple, whose name was Hridayananda. He said, you serve these deities, I'll go and meet my disciples. Sometimes spiritual masters have to go and meet their disciples to know how are they, what are they doing, and everything. So he was meeting his disciples. It was just 3 days remaining for Gaur Purnima to happen. And he said, if you don't send invitations, who will come to the festival? So Hridayananda sent invitations on behalf of Gauridas Pandit. That you please come, there's a big festival organized for Gaur Purnima. And just when he sent the invitation, the Guru came, Gauridas Pandit. I said, Guru Maharaj, I will send the invitation. And internally, Gauridas Pandit was very happy. But externally, he became very angry. I said, oh, you neophyte devotee, you can send invitation on behalf of Guru? You don't deserve to stay here. Get out of my ashram. Hridayananda felt very sad. He left his ashram. Gauridas Pandit was very angry externally. He was sat in one place. He was waiting. And a rich man came. I said, I want to give some donation. I'm wondering, such things don't happen nowadays. No rich man comes like this. But in the old times, all these rich people would come like this and give donations. I don't know, where are they all gone? All the rich people, I don't know where they are. So anyway, this rich man came, said, I want to give some donation. So Hridayananda said, well, you don't give it to me. You go to my guru, and give the donation to him. He went to his guru, Gauridas Pandit. He said, I want to give a donation for the festival. He said, no, go to Hridayananda again. And he said, give the Lakshmi to him. So the rich man gave the Lakshmi to him. And Gauridas Pandit told him that you organize a big festival on the banks of Ganges. You don't come to my ashram. I'll separately celebrate here, and you separately celebrate there. I said, okay. So they were celebrating, he organized a big festival, and all the invitation had gone. So devotees came after the invitation, and they all came to the banks of the Ganges. Because all invitation went from Hridayananda's side. So they came there, and while this was happening, there was a festival happening at the house of Gauridas Pandit. And the main pujari, at the main time when he went to take the bhoga bag and do the main arti, he saw deities are not there. He said, why? Can you imagine if you open the curtains and deities are not there? And he opened and the deities are not there. So he told Gauridas Pandit, the deities are not there. Gauridas Pandit said, I know exactly what has happened. So he went with a stick. He went with a stick. Because but I don't understand, Gauridas Pandit is in the mood of Subal, who is a coward boy. He can use a stick for the deities. We can't. So we went with the stick, and he went, and he saw far away, there was a huge kirtan happening of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And they were doing kirtan, and this one of the places that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu cannot stop going is where devotees with ecstasy do the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. And because there was so much ecstasy in that place, the deities left the altar and went to dance in their Kirtan. And Gauridas Pandit came with a stick, and the deities saw Gauridas Pandit coming with a stick in an angry mood. And what happened? The deities ran. They were trying to find a place to hide. And they ran into the heart of Hridayananda. And they went to the heart of Hridayananda. And they hid there. And Gauridas Pandit was in ecstasy. The Guru is most happy to see how advanced his disciples are. He said, you are my real disciple. From now on, I change your name. Your name becomes Hriday Chaitanya. Where the Chaitanya who took shelter of your Hriday. So your name is Hriday Chaitanya. And the Hriday Chaitanya, one of his prominent disciples, was none other than Shyamananda Pandit. And we all know the glories of Shyamananda Pandit. If you don't know, you have to wait till his appearance day comes, you will hear the lecture here itself. So this is another beautiful example of this disciplines of Gauridas Pandit, who was Subal. Today also is his disciplines day. So all these beautiful pastimes are so wonderful, and the only reason why we narrate and only reason why we hear these pastimes is so that we get attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. We can offer our respects to the Lord. We offer our thanks, our gratitude to the Lord. And we feel ourselves most blessed. So I thank you all very, very much for coming today. And I'm sure all of you will go for the beautiful Julan Darshan. But before that, we will have wonderful Kirtan of the Holy Name. Try to remember the beautiful pastime of Hriday Chaitanya's Kirtan. And in that ecstasy, or whatever little ecstasy we have in our hearts, we'll try to sing exactly the Holy Name. Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna. Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki, Shri Julan Yatra ki, Shri Radha Gopinath Julan Yatra Mahotsav ki.